Someone very special to all of us is making her return.
I'm back. Hi, everybody. It's TJ from Andy and TJ. And yes, I'm finally going to get my butt back to work, so please join us on Monday morning.
And we're joined by TJ and Andy, or I guess I have to say Andy and TJ, don't I?
Well, the boss would like that.
Andy
and I don't
TJ.
mean him. I mean our real boss. Yeah.
So you are finally returning to work after what is, I'm thinking, the biggest ordeal of your life, TJ.
Yeah, Ken, thank you for having us, and we're thrilled that I'm eventually going to be back on the air. I've started my gradual return to work here at 101.5 Easy Rock after a 13-month battle with cancer. Yeah, I was diagnosed with breast cancer just over a year ago.
So, first of all, what's it been like coming back through the doors, seeing your coworkers again, seeing Andy in the work environment? How does it feel?
I came back a couple days ago, and it was 4 hours of hugs and hellos and love and some tears, and it's been just amazing. And I just also want to take the opportunity to thank my husband for pretty much covering for me for the last 13 months. He's been my rock.
I have never worked as hard in my life. They say you take things for granted, and we've always had this great back and forth, and that's what I think attracted me to her. She's my best friend, but actually having to really show up was a struggle, no question. But I realized how much she does each and every day. So I can't even begin to articulate how incredible it is to have her back.
So, I want to go back to, I guess it was November of 2018.
It's just amazing to have you back.
This just came out of the blue?
Oh boy, tears are okay, right?
Yeah.
Kind of. I felt a lump, and I kind of ignored it for a little while, just thinking it was women get lumpy, not to be straight up. But I did go to the doctor. Doctor ordered an ultrasound, and it was November 7th, 2018, that I went in for an ultrasound at KGH. That very same hour, they put me in the room next door for an immediate mammogram, put me back in the original room for a biopsy, and I essentially knew I had cancer that day. I was officially diagnosed 7 days later, but no, I'd found a lump myself, and that's where it all began.
So, very quickly, there was surgery that followed?
Yeah, I had surgery 1 week before Christmas of 2018. And then as soon as I was recuperated enough from my mastectomy, I had chemotherapy, I had radiation, and now I'm on a 5-year clinical trial. I'm one of the first people in the world actually to have had stage 3 breast cancer, to be on a new drug to stop it from becoming metastatic, stop it from spreading.
Right.
Yeah,
Andy,
so I'm lucky.
Yeah. And Andy, take me back to that time for you.
That was the hardest day of my life. I'll never forget walking out of the hospital after the diagnosis, tunnel vision, and the uncertainty of not knowing what was going on and what lay ahead. I'm a planner, and not being able to plan, not knowing what's going to happen to my wife, let alone my partner.
You cried more than me?
Yeah, I did, and I still do. It's put a lot into perspective, and the strange thing, and I guess, is cancer is a horrible word to hear, and it's a horrible thing to go through, but it has given our family a lot, which sounds really strange, but it certainly brought us closer. We've always been close, but all of our family coming together, but it also gave us boundaries and parameters of what we want in our life and going forward. So if there is a victory out of all of this, that's that, but it all comes from her and her strength. It blows us all away. There were some horrid days with chemo. Horrid days, scary days, and she handled it with, even though I'd look at her and there wasn't much coming back through her eyes, there was always that smile, that even though she felt as low as anybody could feel, she still had this never die spirit, and that's her.
But it was reflective of how much support and love I had, because I couldn't have gotten through it without him and my kids, and my parents, and all our listeners, because I've said this once before and I'll say it again, that if I'm going to be healed from the love that I've received. I'll never get it again. I'll be 1,000,000% because I've been just so fortunate with all the love I've received.
So about your listeners, if I remember correctly, it was, I guess, a small circle knew, but you didn't make it public for a while.
Yeah.
Tell me about the thinking in terms of how much to let your listeners in on what you were going through.
Yeah, good question, Kent. We chose not to say anything about my diagnosis until I went off for surgery. So we held on to it as a family and as a couple for about a month, about 5 weeks. And we just thought that it would just be more clean cut that way. We just thought we would just tell everybody at the same time and just held it to our personal circle. And I think that worked well for us.
And I also think we need to get our ducks in a row. To hear that news and process that news, as an individual with it and as a family, that took time. And then we also needed to know what the battle plan was. And once we knew that, there was a strange sense of relief, even though it was going to be hell. We actually, okay, well, this is what's going to happen. This is curative. Things are going to be positive on the other side of this, but there was a lot of crap to get through. So, and, being in the public eye that we are, we felt an obligation to share the journey and the story. And God, if we could help somebody, if you could help somebody, that was your motivation to share.
It was, and as a matter of fact, and I would never name names, but I know of 2 women specifically who reached out and told me that they actually went for mammograms after reading my blog about my journey, and both of them had found cancerous tumors or lumps or presence in their breasts and were able to deal with it, and they wouldn't have done that had they not read my blog, so that meant the world to me and why I spoke.
Yeah.
Kent, being on the radio is a weird thing because there's just the 2 of us in a room talking into a microphone and there's nobody around. But we have never taken for granted the fact that our listeners are so incredibly loyal, but just people coming out of the woodwork that we've never met saying we've listened to you forever and you guys mean the world to us, give TJ our best, people dropping baking off here. It was... It's humbling.
Yeah. I know, like, for some people, you're a familiar voice on the radio. For others, you're a regular part of the day. And for some, you're almost like family.
I was just going to say, through this whole journey, our family went from like here to like here. And the arms extend very, very far. We were unaware of that, and we are honored and humbled and so grateful for it. And yeah, we got a big family out
Did
there.
all that help you?
Oh, yeah. You have no idea. On my lowest of lowest days, I'd get a text from somebody I'd never met before, but they've been listening for years just to say, hey, how you doing, thinking about you. And that would be all I'd need just to get over one of those lousy humps.
Yeah.
It's been a ride, and it seems like it was yesterday, but it seems like it was an eternity ago, your diagnosis. But to have her back and move forward is huge.
Right. And so we'll hear you back on the radio starting on Monday?
Yeah, can you believe it? I'm excited.
Yeah.
And can I just say, ladies, keep checking yourselves, get your mammograms, and partners, thank you for being such good caretakers.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing this with us, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Choking up here. And thanks for watching Kelowna Now.